right, we're back with yet another episode of Red Hill Racing Podcast. We have no clue what number this is, and honestly, we're too tired to think that hard. It's XDA race week, and I'm just getting over a sinus infection, so that's been fun to deal with. And I'm once again joined by my co-host, Dustin, who has been working just as hard as I have. What's up, Dustin?
Tired, boss. Tired.
Right? That's the name of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been loading the trailer for the trailer in the RV for like 2 days, like a half a day, and then most like in between work today. I didn't eat lunch, so I spent my lunch doing that. I don't never eat lunch. And then all evening until now, pretty much. And here we are. We're tired, but we're here.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about some pre-race XDA stuff and probably do a giveaway, right? We're going to do a giveaway for Wisnitz, and
how much I have to lose my voice.
Yeah, and I might jabber a little bit about Knoxville this past weekend, maybe if we get time.
Yeah, and as you already know, because we've been talking for a little bit before we started recording, but I freaking took off half a day of work today just to get my stuff done. The trailer's loaded, which is like early for me, but I still got to get the camper ready tomorrow, so still got some work to do.
Well, I still got work to do too. I'm gonna probably do it after we get done here, and then tomorrow it's just gonna be getting through the day and then time to leave.
Yep. Shout out to our loyal sponsors. Couldn't do it without them. Worldwide Bearings, MPS Racing, Penske Racing Shocks, who will be on hand at XDA this weekend. If you need service or advice or want to buy a shock, I guess, right? Just go hit them guys up. You know who's going to Dustin and who else?
I can't remember the other guy's name, but they'll be there. They'll have the full rig. They can actually check your shocks. I think they even have a shock dyno in that rig. Like anything shock related this weekend, if you have a shock question or you want to get a shock serviced, they might be able to service it at the track, which would be pretty sweet. I think they done that last year. So
I'm actually putting a reminder on my phone to grab my shock that I talked to you about that I wanted to bring to him. I forgot.
Yeah. I mean, this is opportunity. If you're going to be at XDA and you deal with Penske or you got a shock, thing that you want done or something to do with the Penske shock, they're the people. Like, they're going to be the people to talk to. And my dude Dustin, guarantee you will listen to this tomorrow, and I guarantee you he'll message me about something on this tomorrow. And what's up, Dustin? I know you're listening. And they'll help you out. I mean, like, they'll do anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can do orders and sell shocks and all that stuff right there at the track, and also can service, check them out. Pretty sure they can do it all. I got a really bad memory, but they're going to be there, and they have a whole lot of stuff in their trailer. So,
well, how about this? Let's do this too. Is MTC going to be there? Do you know?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's do this. I'm going to give, sorry, I'm trying not to lose my voice. I don't know how many I have left, maybe like 20 or so, 25. Why don't I bring the koozies to Dustin if he wants to give some out to people?
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. The Red Hill ones. Yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll give him a couple at least. If nothing else, Dustin,
I know he'll use one.
You're getting some koozies, man. So I don't know. Maybe I just stuck my foot in my mouth. We'll bring a couple over there or something. So if we don't give too many out, but anyways, you're getting one, Dustin. So shout out to you. Go see those guys. If nothing else, just swing by and say, hey, thanks for sponsoring the podcast. Just tell them what's up. Shout out to MTC Engineering, though they can't make it this weekend. Ralphie from Platinum General Services, he'll be in the house. Don't go bother him though. That's his vacation weekend. But he'll be racing Real Street. Thanks for the support there. Schnitz Racing. I think I just saw Trevor's riding the Real Street bike, right? So yeah, I think I just seen them post a big announcement. So congrats to Trevor. So we'll get to see hopefully Trevor and Ryan and get to hang out with them a little bit this weekend. I'm not sure if Kevin from Manchester Mines is coming down, but shout out to them. Montgomery Motorsports. And we got, as always, Dustin, Hard Times Parts and Service. As he already mentioned, his trailer is loaded up. See him if you need something at the track.
Oh, Mylanta. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. He's got Baxley's too.
Man, let's not haul those back home, guys. Like, if you're there and you've been wanting a wheel chock, let's come by and see me. We'll make your dreams come true. Things are a pain, man.
I'll give
So
y'all some advice too. If you really want to actually want to get a deal on it, go see Dustin like Sunday afternoon. And if he has any left, he'll probably cut you a deal because he does not
well,
want to haul those back.
come see me earlier. I'd about rather give you a deal earlier than later, just to get. I have to load them things in and out of the trailer every day. So come
Oh,
see
that's
me.
true.
Come see
That's
me
true.
Thursday or Friday. Let's get rid of them babies. I'll make your dreams come true.
Excuse me.
Realistically, this is the deal. I'll just say it real quick. So Baxley wheel chocks cost $230 retail, plus shipping. It's big. They're not light. They cost a lot of money to ship. So at the track, it's $200. Pick it up and carry it off, and that's the deal. So
Hell of a deal.
I've not really never took a bunch of them back home. Maybe one or something. They'll most likely go pretty quick. So if you want one and you've been wanting one and you try not to be spending the shipping, and all that stuff, just come see me.
Yeah, he'll hook you up. Keeping on. We got my business night marketing group. We've got Val at Energy Coil Ignitions. Then we got University of Wind, Dustin and I's new baby. Excuse me. And last but not least, Mr. Mike Burkhart, BMF Motorsports. He's actually going to be on hand. I don't know if he's already left. He had posted he had a couple tank shells he could bring. I don't know if you'll have time to listen to this tomorrow and hit up Mike, but if you're looking for a badass heavy hitter style, low profile, I don't even know what he's calling them these days. He's got badass tank shells, so look him up. So
He got that carbon. That carbon.
That's right. I got to change one little thing. All right.
Did you in Manchester? You mentioned him too, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Kevin. Yep. So
Sorry, sometimes when you're going over the sponsors, I space out. All
right, let me save that. And I apologize if I cough a little bit here and there. I'm trying not to. Have you ever used this mute button, Dustin? Does it freaking work?
Oh yeah. You push the mute button. I've done it many times.
Let me see. I got this filter.
All
right, yeah, it did something, so I think it works.
Yeah, it works.
All right, so we got our housekeeping duties done. Not safe for work. We might drop some profanity, but it is what it is.
Hey, we're tired and stressed, so there might be extra profanity on this one, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's get right into it, man. We are gearing up for the first XDA race of the season. I'm stoked, man. We've talked about it a little bit already. I got a little bit different stuff on my plate, I guess you could say, this weekend.
You trying to ride one of them 460 bikes?
Yeah, so tried to go 2 weeks ago and test with Mac and Boo and all those guys. And we got rained out. So it didn't work out, unfortunately.
So we're gonna pop that cherry.
Yeah. So come Thursday, Mac's gonna make a pass or two first because the bike just seriously has not been down the track. So he's gonna give it the big check mark, the A-OK, and assuming everything's good, I'm gonna throw a leg on it. So hopefully, come close of Thursday, I'm gonna at least be comfortable on it. Hopefully.
Here's the thing. By Thursday night, you're gonna have a new PB of fastest ET.
That actually, I never even really thought about that. Yeah, that's probably gonna be a thing.
A new personal best goes well on a motorcycle, probably in anything. You don't think you had a door car that was fast, but I don't know if it went that fast.
No, I've been like 490s in a door car.
Yeah, so you're about to pop all kinds of cherries. You're about to all kinds of first.
And I think last year before we started slowing DOS boost up bubbles, I went 481 today. No bars. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one to keep in mind. And then you're going to have a new realistically, this weekend at some point you should go a 50 something.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
for sure.
Hopefully it's too fast and you just got to turn it down.
Yeah. So that's a little bit. I guess I'm anxious and nervous. Everybody that I talk to seems overly confident in myself. So, I feel like you should be, I guess, a little nervous and anxious.
I'm prepared to make Red Hill Racing podcast after hours content during this.
Are you serious? We're not even going there. I'll just try to get through my stuff.
Don't worry. I won't be in the stands video and anything. I promise.
So yeah, I'm gonna try 460. That's the goal. So we gotta get through tests on Thursday, see where we're at, make sure everything's good, and if that's the case, then I'm gonna throw her in the water box come Friday night qualifying. So we'll see what happens with that. Dustin and I have kind of talked about some goals in some other podcasts. I told Dustin before we even recorded, I don't, no matter what happens with 460 for me this weekend, I told Dustin, keep me grounded, man. I need you, my teammate, my brother, because I got to stay focused. I've got some goals, and I want to really key in on my bracket racing this weekend, and specifically top sportsman. So I'm gonna try and stay focused on that blower bike, even if hopefully everything goes good before 60, but we'll see. Anyways, that's a
Just
mouthful.
just stay away from blue Habusas. Stay away from
Blue
them.
Habusas. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
them
yeah.
blue ones with the silver on the side, man.
I think I
They,
know a couple.
yeah, that's the ones you don't. Yeah, me and Dwayne.
Yeah, that's it, man. We should get Dwayne on here. I feel like Dwayne might be a good interview.
That's my dude there. Like I was talking to him earlier today. Like Dwayne's my dude, and we both got blue and silver Habusas. His blue a little
Yeah,
lighter than mine, but we both got blue and silver Habusas, and you don't want to get beside them.
man. There's so many people we got to get on here. Maybe we should try and do like an interview every other week if we got time. That'd be
Somebody
cool.
the other day mentioned a good interview for us, and it was a good interview, a person to interview, but my brain automatically said, we got XDA coming up. We ain't got to worry about getting an
Right.
interview right now. And I can't even remember who it was. And it was a good person. It would be a good interview. And I think Fabian's been mentioned to me a few times because he's just a wealth of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that Dwayne would be a good one. And there's a bunch. Like I'm bringing the GoPro. I did not forget to load that, but I'm bringing the GoPro. I've got 2 smartphones, and I plan on getting some videos this weekend. Even if we just attach like clips
to the YouTube.
Yeah, we're I don't know. I'm gonna play with it. I'm not a big computer guy and good, I've not done a whole bunch of editing, but I feel like I can figure it out. I'm gonna try some stuff and see if I can make some kind of cool deal and maybe something people might want to watch. I don't know. I'm gonna make a video and see what happens with it. And if it does really good, then that'll tell me to keep doing it. Maybe. I don't know. If I get time, I might get run over by people needing parts and me trying to race and survive. I might never even do it. I don't know. I'm going to try. It's in the back of my head.
I mean, we could get rained on and we might have some time there. So,
Well, that's Foxy Fish time. That's just a second chance at Foxy Fish for me.
Man, my wallet already hurts and I have not even left, man. Ugh.
Well, let me tell you something. If you come to me and said, I'm not going to go, I'm saving money, Hard Times will pay for your food because you're going.
Damn, I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going Thursday for sure.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Y'all, the only reason I go up on Thursday, realistically, the only reason I'm at the racetrack at Maryland on Thursday is just to go eat. That's all I care about.
100%.
I don't even eat all day when I'm going there. I just drink waters and drive. When I get there, it's like I could eat anything, but that's what I'm going. And I usually order more food than I can eat, and I bring it back and I eat it later or whatever. But yeah.
Tiffany, she's making sure she's going to get up there in time for it, which is going to be. It's not my favorite thing. We've only taken little man out to one restaurant, and I about had an anxiety attack.
Bro, you just got to go with the punches. You're at being a parent. You're going to be that parent at some point that your kid's hollering in the middle of a restaurant. That's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, no, I get it sometimes, but I mean, like when there's that little, like, sometimes they're just going to cry, and obviously you don't know exactly what they need. So, I mean, here's my thing.
Man, to me, we'll sit there and eat some crab truffles together. We'll be fine.
I mean, we're gonna figure it out because she's like, I'm coming 100%. But here's my general view on that. Like, I don't want to go sit down at a restaurant and pay money and then hear a baby crying. So that's kind of how I look at it.
It gets easier when they get older, like Harper. You just look at them, you say, you shut your mouth. And they just be quiet. Right now, you don't understand English. So it's like, what'd you say? Let me just cry about it for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we're coming. So, yeah, Foxy Fish on Thursday. By the way, if y'all are scared at the forecast, quit looking at that shit. Literally.
Well, here's the thing. XDA has a jet dryer that's like, that thing's huge. I've watched them. One time it was raining. Remember that time? Remember that time the jet dryer was coming back from making a pass and after the burnout was wet and the truck hit the brakes and the jet dryer was so big it just pushed the truck into starter carts and stuff. Remember that at Maryland? Was you there? They were coming back when it was dry on the track. All you could hear was this big whoa, like the big whistling noise. And
I know what a jet dryer sounds like. I've operated them before.
They got to the water box and hit their brakes and it just like skeeted the truck, and like how Maryland put all the starter carts in that little like square thing.
Yeah.
Man, it just plowed all kinds of starter carts. Like
Damn,
there
I
was
missed
sparks
that.
flying. Man, I'll never forget it. That's how big the jet dryer, and it's like a F-150 pulling it, and it's that big that it like
Oh yeah.
overpowered that truck.
Man, I used to love getting in a jet dryer and firing that thing up at Bristol.
Well, I mean, they got a good one. I'm not. There's no fear. Like if it rains, they'll dry it. And to me, we've preached this a lot on this, the podcast. And if it rains, man, I take my leathers off. I go hang out with my boys, sit in chairs, bull crap. Just hang out. I'm cool with that. Like
Oh, 100%.
at this point in my life, like when we go racing, of course I want to race because I'm competitive. But if I just get to hang out with my friends I don't get to see that often, that's all right too.
Yeah,
And
like you said, we've talked about that plenty, but I mean, like,
yeah,
I don't know. I guess maybe we just enjoy time with each other now. And even when you're at the racetrack with each other, when like you get really going rounds and it's hectic, it's just
you don't
the
see
next thing you
nobody.
know, you're packing up and hugging for your friends and saying bye, and you felt like you're
Yeah,
barely spending time. So I'm with you, man. I don't
yeah.
get mad if it rains at the racetrack
At,
anymore.
at about on Sundays, about fourth round, it's when you don't know anybody anymore. You're just like,
Hmm.
oh, there's such and such, and you're just trying to stay alive.
Yeah. But my point is this to everybody. Look, I don't I used to be like looking at forecasts and blah blah. I'm not joking. I haven't Dustin told me what the forecast was before we hit record. I've not looked at it once.
It's improved.
But I'm not going to look at it because here's the thing. Unless Jason Miller posts that the event's postponed or canceled, I'm going to Maryland. And
Same.
I also have faith and know that they will do everything in their power and they have good contingency plans and they're going to get in as much racing as they can. And here's also the other thing I want to point out. Budge Creek, it's pretty much on the coast. So like that shit is subject to change like really bad.
Yep. Yep.
Like it
And
might not rain
also,
and drop.
I mean, of course, I looked at the weather because I informed you of it. But the only reason I looked at the weather was to see what the temperatures were to know if I need to take gear off one of my bikes or not. Like I gear my bikes according to the weather. Well, we get a great, wonderful 23-degree swing between Friday and Sunday. So Dustin pulled gear off of it, and they're just going to be a little slow on Friday and Saturday. But
Mhm.
Sunday, I don't want to have to fight wheelies and try to race. So, and that's just a part of gearing them on the edge. I could gear them lazy and run them all year and never have to worry about it, but that ain't no fun. So I like toting the wheels.
That's thinking ahead, brother.
That's that preparation thing that I'm always doing. It costs for a lot of work, but
It's a lot of work,
taking
but
a back
it shows.
taking a back wheel off a motorcycle and changing the sprocket ain't no big deal. So I would do it at the track if I had to, no problem. I just rather not. I'd rather go racing and be ready. Like
Yeah.
I was doing a full checkup, check my brakes on the front. I'm like, okay, they're good this weekend. I'll put new ones on after this race. I got 2 brand new sets for myself that's in the trailer for me, just in case. Because sometimes when brake pads get wore, they get like grabby. And if I ever feel that, I'll just change them at the track.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
So your biggest goals this year is just basically focusing on Top Sportsman and gear racing. And if the
Yeah.
460 deal kind of interrupts that, you're going to be cool with not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna play that by ear. I mean, I everybody says I'm gonna be hooked, and they're probably right. I'm probably gonna love 460. But yeah, we're gonna roll with 460, and just see how it goes. But yeah, I already said it on here. I know on some episode, and I haven't even cared about a championship for a couple of years, more than a couple actually. I mean, I haven't won a championship in a couple of years. I mean, I want to say mostly because I haven't concerned myself with it, right? I mean, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on it. I want to get another one. So yeah, that's my goal is to win a championship this year. And seeing as XDA is the only series I'm gonna make it or plan on making all of it too, I got to gear up and saddle up.
Really easy for you living to where you like XDA is like your SDBA. You know what I mean? For me,
yeah.
Like SDBA for me is anywhere from 2 hours to driving to 4.5, and that's kind of like your XDA. But actually it's closer.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
I don't even call it SDBA like me going and traveling to a series because, I mean, 2 hours in a vehicle is a couple phone calls sometimes. You know what I mean? You can be talking to someone on the phone and drive that. My plans are I'm just going racing, man. I just
Yeah,
want to
but you
survive
also
the
have
weekend.
goals. You also have the same goals to win more championships.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would like to get to the 50 as soon as possible so I could quit chasing these dang things. But um, I
Well,
I'm
you
just
have the
going.
SDBA and XDA, so that helps
Yeah,
out too.
yeah. I mean, let's just say in a perfect world, if I got 5 championships a year the next 2 years, I could be done. But of not done racing, but done like if there's a weekend that's like, I want to take my family somewhere or something, it's not a big deal if I don't go. You know what I mean?
Right. No, and that's why I've haven't tried to chase
Yeah.
anything, you know, because
Yeah.
I needed that break mentally and not wanting to and plus, I think the other reason too is, I've been juggling different bikes and I haven't had my main bracket bike back and that's my baby. I will bring it back at some point. But now that I switched over the real street bike to my top sportsman bike and had some learning pains last year, but overall ended up really well with it. So I think now's the time. Now, I didn't pick the easiest place to try and go. That's for damn sure. I mean, I, not it's not shade on anything else, but I mean, I think it's safe to say XDA is the biggest series and probably one of the hardest to win a championship at. So
It's a lot of rounds, man, no matter what
yeah.
class you're in. It's a lot of racing. I mean, I don't know if we've ever had 10 rounds, but I know we've had 9 several times, of like pro ET rounds. And that's a lot of laps.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can go to a local track on a normal weekend and have 20 bikes and have a couple rounds of buybacks and go 6, 7 rounds. You know what I'm saying? But when you physically go 9, it's it's a lot. So you got to be good 9 times in a row.
Yeah.
It's easy to make one mistake and get put on the trailer. So there's a lot involved in it.
Well, that
Um,
and with 5 races this year, a little bit lighter schedule. I mean, that's just kind of, the more races you have, the you don't have to, I guess, depend on or you don't have to have a great outcome every time.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I
somebody
guess
could
for
do good
me,
for a couple races and so on and so forth, but there's only 5, so like you really. I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't want to have a bad race when you only got 5 shots at it. That's not going to rack up
there's
the
not a lot of
points.
catch up time, right?
Exactly.
For me, I guess one thing that I kind of want to keep going is the 560 deal. So I think I've won it for like the past 3 years and
Really?
XDA. I think I've won
Seriously?
it the
3 years
past
in a
three
row?
years, 3 years at XDA and SDBA.
Good
Um,
gosh.
and I know that I'm just waiting on like me just to make a mistake, and it's such a big mistake that you just can't overcome it. But it would be cool just to keep it going. I'm not going to be upset if I don't win it because I feel like I've done my fair share,
No,
but
hell no. That's
4 would be pretty cool. But I mean, I don't never really think that's the thing about me. I've never went to a race and like I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I just go racing and hope it works out. I mean, here in a little while, I might get into Knoxville this past weekend, and um, I was like almost ready to go back home before I even got there. You know what I mean? So um, I don't ever really expect to do well. I just go race and have fun, and hopefully I'm good. And if I'm not, then I'll try again next time. It's hard to. We race so many classes, so for me, of course, I want to be perfect or be great all the time, but it's really hard to run. Let's just say, well, for me at XDA on Sunday, I'm in 560 and top sportsman, and then pro ET after top sportsman, whether you win or lose. So I'm in 2 classes. So it's hard to go into a day of racing and say, I want to win. I want to do good in all this, or if you're in 3 or 4 classes, I want to do good in all this. It's hard to do that. Like that's hard to do. It's hard to win one. So I don't never like fire myself up and think I'm just going to go kick butt. I just go racing and try to survive the weekend.
hmm
Um, I mean, a lot of people's seen me. I'm not like a physically fit character. I'm more of
You're a teddy bear, buddy.
yeah. So like, if you're in shape and you work out, go like, man, I'm tired. Just think about what I feel like. You know what I mean? So I just try to survive, but I do race good when I get super wore out. Like for some reason, I guess I just don't think about things as much. I just send it.
And you're not second guessing it. That's like when Darnell's still around in the morning and he
Yeah,
ain't hung over.
but there's a point though where I get so tired that I won't even realize I make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like you think
Well,
you hit the
that's when
tree,
it's
but you
heat.
didn't.
That's when the
Yeah,
heat's there,
yeah,
really.
yeah, and you just get rushed, you know. But yeah, because I usually don't do good in really hot weather racing. Sometimes I do, but I don't expect to. I'll get it in my head before I get there, like, hey, it's August, it's going to be 100 degrees. You're probably going to suck it up this weekend. But sometimes I still do good. I was one time I think I won 3 races at XDA at the Bike Fest, which blew my mind because that's usually my worst race of the year, you know. But realistically, we're going to go have a good time and get to see some of our friends up that way. And I have a ton of people on the business side that's want me to bring stuff for them, which is cool, and it's going to be good to see some faces that I've talked to all winter. It's going to be good to hang out with my homies and have a good time. People like we ain't seen Jeff in a while and stuff like that. And that reminds me, I got to get him some OD. So if you find some, let me know.
No, I
Um,
got a reminder. I'm hooking up the Pro ET Gangster. I'm gonna, well, you or him, whatever, however y'all do it. I know it's on my list. I got a reminder on my phone. Jeff, I will get them OEs tomorrow.
yeah. Because I owe you some, and then Ben has a tradition, so we're going to stockpile you a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm excited to go race. Actually, it's weird. So I'm tired right now, of course, but so I don't really get excited to go racing anymore. Like I guess because I got to do a crap ton of work getting parts loaded and bikes and all that stuff loaded before I go. But I had like a little smit this morning that I was just thinking about everything, and I kind of got like a little excitement. I'm like, man, this is gonna be cool. And I'm excited to go. I'm excited to race. I'm excited to see everybody. I'm really excited for Foxy Fish. Back to the not physically good shape guy thing, the fat guy thing. Um, I've been wanting blue crabs for like a month, so I've even told Squirrel that I would pay him to just next day ship me some once, and he's like, they ain't out of the mud yet. I'm like, God bless it, I'm ready for some of those, but I'm gonna hope. Boo told me today they was like, well, they might not have them, bro. I will drive somewhere else. Like if I'm in Maryland, I'm getting them. I don't care where I got to drive, I'm getting them, and I'm always excited for that. But it
You
should be
might
a
have
good
to get there
time.
early on Thursday. Make sure
Yeah,
you get.
something else cool happens at this race is we get they do the awards thing for the champions. That's pretty cool. I'll get me a jacket or two. Pretty cool.
Yeah, let's just I had it pulled up. Let's or well yeah, I guess I do kinda. It's not in the list format that I wanted. Huh.
I mean, I could pull up XDA champions if you want. I actually have it pulled up right now. It's already.
Well, I have the points, but do they have the championships listed?
I mean, you could look. You would have to click on each one of
Clicker.
them.
Oh, nope, I found the format. All right, I'm gonna run down the champions that they're gonna crown on Saturday, right?
Cool. Yeah.
And that
Oh yeah, championships.
yeah, I found it. Excuse me. You might have to do it, damn. Also, I'm pretty sure Ralphie still does this,
He is.
but
That
the
Jason talked
giving
about it.
okay, well, the giving generous man that he is, Ralphie gives away $100 bills at the awards ceremony,
Yep.
10 of them. So that's awesome. So we want to shout out our fellow racers and the XDA champions that will get crowned and get their awards on Saturday. So Pro Street, none other than probably the GOAT of Pro Street, Mr. Rodney Williford. In fact, I think Jason said he was a GOAT last week. So
Yeah, he's not a sheep, that's for sure.
yeah. Congrats to Rodney. Um, dang, Super Dave in Real Street. I honestly didn't really remember that. I thought maybe Marcus had. Side note, I was leading after 2 races. I only ran 2 races last year, but I was the points leader.
Womp, womp,
Not that it
womp.
matters. I
I
didn't
ain't got
race
my
that much.
sound thing pulled up, so I gotta do my own.
But nonetheless, that's a super competitive class. I've raced in it. It's extremely difficult. So congrats to Super Dave. That's well deserved. Pro Extreme. Oh man, Mr. Ronald Procopio. Ronnie Procopio. That's our man from Wake Forest. Cool cat, been doing it for years. Curtis McDougal and Super Stock. That's Caleb's dad, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Caleb and Jordan. Yep, that's awesome, man. That's a he doesn't look old, but I'm telling y'all,
Dude,
he's
he
a
don't
dad.
like. He looks
He
like a
does
young
not look
man,
old.
and his kids are grown ass men
I
too
know, right?
already.
So that I'm
I'm like,
trying to
look at
word
this
that.
dude,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
So I just
like
want to make sure that didn't sound wrong, but he's an
he's
older
their pops.
gentleman, even though he
Yeah,
don't look old.
nah, he's a bad dude's what he is.
Yeah. So
A
so
lot of his
congrats to
wins too,
Curtis.
by the way, was like hole shots too. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
That's a
watched a few
bad
of them
dude.
last year, and he was a little slower, but still getting that win lot, so it had to be a hole shot. It's pretty cool.
Yep, yep. So congrats to him. Man, a two-time champion last year, Ronnie Procopio in 460. Hopefully in my debut, I ain't got to roll up against him anytime soon.
Yeah,
Boosted Bulls, our boy Frankie Stotts. Nitrous Bulls, we got Desmond Spalding. That's Kill Bill. Yep. Oh man, Monster Bulls. That's our
yeah.
main man, Spencer Clayco.
The Jew.
The Amish outlaw.
Yeah.
Man, I can tell you, I think I'm gonna run out of voice on this one.
Come on, you got this. Keep
No,
going.
not right now. I'm saying the show.
Oh, okay.
All right, moving on to DMV Bulls. We got Malcolm Phillips, who's racing pro stock this year. Man, Mr. 40 time, 560 index champion, Dustin Lee.
Yeah, they even got the right back on the photo. Oh, faithful.
Uh-huh. Then our boy, Jimmy the Squirrel Miller, top sportsman champion. I'm coming for you, Squirrel.
He barely got me. He barely.
Yeah,
I was trying to triple up. He snuck in on me.
I think I did pretty well too, and I missed
Yeah,
two
we were
races.
all like right up there. Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
two. Hey, actually, I'll be honest. I did look at those points the other day. We all got lucky. I think Miss Robin missed two races and still
Oh, I
finished
know
like
it.
third or some
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
I'll pull it up in a minute. Remind me. I'll pull it up because we all would have got our asses beat if Robin went to just two, didn't miss two races.
Yeah.
She would have got shown up points, I think, one. Anyways, nothing against Squirrel. That was well deserved. We were glad to see Squirrel do well. And hey, that's part of the game. I mean, I didn't have my bike ready, so it is what it is. Obviously, I don't know if Robin had problems with her bike or whatever. But anyways, man, another two-time. Why did I not expect this? I guess I forgot, man. Congrats to Dustin. He was double up champion with Ronnie Procopio, Pro ET champion.
The reason I won Pro AT championships because I made mistakes in Top Sportsman and then corrected them before I went back to Pro AT.
There you go. Hey, man, that's the way it can go.
I love that. I love that because you get two shots no matter what round it is if you're still in Top Sportsman.
Yeah, for sure. And Street ET champion, Mark Blake. I think he was by Marcus, doesn't he?
Yeah, Mark, that's my homie. He buys a lot of stuff from me. Yeah, Mark Blake. Yep.
Okay. Mark's always cool. He's always real nice to me.
Super nice guy. Yep.
Good racer. So those are the champions. I'm not gonna go back and look at them points. Screw it.
Yeah, we all know that Robin's a bad mama jama, and she is like my kryptonite. And I might beat her like 1-5. Every time I race Robin, it's like if I lose, I go red. Like every time. And the last time I raced her, I'm like, I'm not going red, and I end up pulling it off. So that's like the opposite of what you should ever tell yourself. By the way, if you're getting ready to race somebody's, don't go red, or you're not going to go red because usually you do go red. But anyway, since you brought it up, I've wandered myself over to the Top Sportsman deal, and Robin was second in points, 39.9 points behind Squirrel, and she got 2 goose eggs. So, I mean, even if she just went round 1 lost, the minimum points you can get is 20. She would have won.
Probably, yes, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, because you get 20 points for a round 1 loss. So she would have had 40. It would have been interesting, But you got to be there, man. You got to do your due diligence, and you can't, I think she had surgery on her arm or something. Remember, she was in a cast.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Well, she was back with a vengeance. I also misspoke. I missed 1 race, not 2. So
yeah, I see that. Yeah.
But
you're way down there. Way.
I'm in 8th. That ain't bad.
Just messing with you. Look, I only had 30. I had 40 points on.
I was gonna say I have 40 points, and so take the 20 away if I wouldn't have missed that race, and
you'd have been 20. Yeah,
20 if I didn't do shit at that first.
Yeah,
race.
you still lost.
Yeah. But hey, not taking away to our brother Squirrel.
Oh no! He earned it. I mean, realistically, I feel like that I've pushed Squirrel, Squirrel's pushed me back. I mean, we've helped each other throughout the race weekend. So it kind of like almost like a teamwork thing, like it's really cool to look at the championships and how many of, our group, our really close group is champions. You know what I mean? So,
Well, yeah, and I mean, looking
I
at
guess,
Jimmy's box score, I mean, what it looks like he was consistent. 3 races, what, 50, is that semis?
I think, yeah,
Probably.
50 is
Yeah.
50s is semis, 60 is the final and runner up, and then
Yeah.
71 is a win.
Right. So Jimmy went to semifinals, 2 quarterfinals, and then he
Yeah,
had 1 first round loss. So that's just
yeah,
that's getting it done
yeah,
consistently. So,
yeah.
and that's usually what'll win a championship. So that's
Yeah,
man.
I went to 2 semifinals and 1 quarterfinal, and then a first round, a second round, 2 first rounds, and a second round loss. So I suck. Yeah, that's pretty much the size of it.
Oh,
I love it though. Top Sportsman, like the only thing I usually dislike about it is I talk to my motorcycle a little bit and tell her I'm sorry for about what I'm about to do to you. But other than that, she takes it. She's a good girl.
yeah, mine likes it. I don't care. Bubbles is all about that game.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to build your motors. So
Well, I don't trust myself to. Well, it's not that I don't trust myself.
yeah,
Look,
yeah.
getting on motors. Shout out to Eric, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got a good motor.
dude, no, but I mean those things, and I've helped build plenty of my own motors. When Brian Snyder, my boy, when I
Yeah.
lived in Ohio, he taught me a lot. I mean, I could literally, and Dustin knows this, I would need a little bit of help, but I could basically get a motor together. I have no problem doing it
Well, I
up
mean,
until I just need help with the
your
timing.
brother's motor. So
Yeah.
like I started it and then you and Spencer showed up and then me and you got it to like the cams going in, then Spencer took over because he had to shim the valves and I was like, I don't want no part of that. And
Yeah, right. Yeah. So we
yeah.
just when I get to the top end, I need a little reminder. But my point is this. The motors that Eric has built me, dude, I'm telling you, because you know this too, because you build yours. I mean, usually when you drain the oil, you'll see like a little bit of, silver metal flakes,
It
just a
could be off your
little,
clutch basket and just random stuff,
yeah, anything. But
Yep.
I'm telling you what, Dustin, every time I've drained the oil on my blower bike, dude, that shit has been the cleanest I've ever like. And I've never had engine problems either in any of the bikes or motors I've built. I'm telling you, like, or
Yeah.
that Brian and I have built, like, but I'd always find something here and there. So either Eric is just, it could be a combination thing. But anyways, I just want to give Eric a shout out because those
Yeah.
things are crisp, boy. I'm telling you
Yeah.
what, they don't have nothing in them.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
just, I mean, the biggest thing is also if they're right, then you got them real clean when you start. There's really nothing to get in there except some
yeah,
clutch dust.
yeah,
So
for sure. And I got a clutch man on point, so you know.
sometimes he's not on point all the time, but he's around.
Well, hey, you and Spencer both on that slider clutch on that bike.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, so I haven't changed nothing. Just the setup
Sl-
as
sliders are pretty easy. They're like they're dumb. Like they got like like three different sizes springs, but usually according to your combo, you got basically one option that fits that combo. And then it's just, spring height for your stall and then weight to lock the clutch up. There's not really that much, like a Gen 2, Lord have mercy. You got like 9 or 10 different spring heights and you can 3 stage them and 2 stage them and it gets crazy,
yeah.
static pressure and not static pressure and then how much weight on these and those. And sliders, like, to be honest, I tell everybody it's like a torque converter in a car. It's as simple as like,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's not simple like a torque converter car because a torque converter car is very complicated, but they're dumb. Like you give them this much before it starts pulling, and then you got to have weight to make it lock up. Simple. So, um, other than that, it's just send it. And I mean, yeah, your bike has been. To be honest, it was too easy when we transferred your bike over from Real Street to Bracket Bike. In your first pass, I was like, that was too easy. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
it worked with us the whole way. Like it never fought against us at all. And
Yeah,
I think it
and
had a Gen 2 in it at first. And then
well,
when you
not
went,
not last year. So last year it was all new stuff, and we started out with the
yeah, but the
sliders.
year before it had a Gen 2, didn't
Oh,
it?
well, yeah, because I ran like 2 or 3 races in Real Street, and I said I'm over this, and I threw the Gen 2 in it.
Yeah, yeah. But I remember like how easy it was, even with the Gen 2. Like every time we've changed something on it, it really hasn't fought against us. The only issue that it's ever really had much was the shifting that it had to be fixed. That was it.
Yeah, yeah, we had a few. It was always something different too. That was what was wild about the shifting. But even last year, so when Eric redid that thing, and we said, hey, it's a bracket bike now, so we made a bunch of changes. Went from gas to methanol, stretched it out. Went to a slider clutch, a bunch of different things.
It got put on drugs. It's on meth.
Yeah,
The meth.
yeah.
It's missing teeth.
Sounds like it is. But hey, I'll put it like this. I guess I had mentioned there were some growing pains. There was growing pains, but there wasn't ever anything to do with the actual like bike running. The bike ran flawless. It was just honestly, it's too damn fast. And I think at least I wasn't used to it trying to bracket race.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
University of Wind stuff. You
Yeah.
can learn about that. But yeah, I mean, ultimately,
We
I pride myself, and Dustin will tell y'all, I really pride myself in my finish line racing. And if somebody tells you they can judge a 40 or 50 mile an hour difference between two bikes or two cars, they are full of shit. And I'm here to tell you that as a good finish line racer, I cannot judge that
I'm gonna
accurately.
try. I'm gonna
No, I
try.
mean
Yeah.
accurately.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to do. So we really can't well, I can't even talk. We really can't
Sound like
yeah, we
cartoon.
can't do like predictions like we did at STBA because there's no
Yeah.
shootouts. We don't know who's in it. Let's just say this. So at XDA, there's going to be some racing.
Oh
There's going
yeah.
to be some fun to be had. There's going to be trophies giveaway. There's going to be championship awards giveaway. And there's going to be some foxy fish eating. I ain't going to never let that go. I'm ready for that. And can't really predict nothing because, like, for example, the gamblers race, it's first come, first serve. So we could,
Hmm.
somebody that we think does good in the gamblers, might not make it up there to buy a tech card in time or something. Who knows? But because it's a limited field, but I think it's 64 bikes now. So I feel
Yeah.
like that everybody that wants in gets in.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll get plenty in that. Yeah, I mean we don't. Hey, look, honestly, after last time predictions, well, I beat you solidly, but yeah, we didn't do that hot,
oh,
and
yeah. So,
you wanted to pick yourself, and that didn't work out either.
yeah, I'm not going to pick myself because I don't want to do that again. I'm going to suck it up. How about
I'm
that?
not saying shit because I said something last time, but I knew it was for that race and it was different. But I do love my Friday night gamblers race at XDA's.
So
That's all I'm gonna say.
before, but, yeah, I mean, I would really love to break a tradition in there, but dude,
If you
I'll
do,
tell
then I
you
won't be
right
mad.
now, if I break that tradition of me losing and not getting by third round in the gamblers race, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something, and it might involve Darnell afterwards because I'm going to have a good old time. Because
Well, I'll tell you what, if it's you and me in the finals, it will involve Darnell for
yeah,
sure. Of course, I will
yeah.
be mad because that'll be like the third time in recent history that you beat me.
I was about to say that. I'm like, yeah, because you're going to have to drink your sorrows away.
Yeah. But that being said, I haven't even given you a race either of those
No,
times. So
no, no. I'm ready for
it's
one
not
though.
even fun though, when we do that. It's just not the same.
No, I mean, well, it'd
And you
be
and I
yeah.
have
If
had
you
some
if
barn burners.
like yeah, if we race and like one of us red light, normally you seems like it is no, it does suck the fun out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
it ain't no fun. I can't believe I did last year in Pro ET. That one stuck. And that one, like I told you, I still don't know. I mean, a little bit is I wasn't used to that button letting go yet,
yeah.
or like consistent with it. But man, I was so happy at that point. I'd done won the gamblers, I'd won top sportsman, I went to the semifinals of I mean, like I was on cloud nine, so like I don't even feel like I was hyped. I was smiling. Like I went red and was smiling.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was my bike was thankful because I seen your red when I left. I seen the light come on. I just rolled off the gas and like, good girl, you're done. You ain't got to
Yeah.
take no more punishment and all that good stuff. You get to live your best life and got one more race to go after that one. I think because
Which
it was the bike bash, right, the one before Maryland. So it was
or yeah, it was a VMP race.
right the final lap race, I guess you'd say, not the checkered
Hmm.
flag.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
And I
saying
had to
that, I
relive that on
was
Facebook, this week when Richard, I don't know why he posted that, but he's like, has anybody ever won top sportsman then won pro ET? Did you
yeah,
see that?
Bob Carlson was the first to do it. He done it twice.
Yeah, I think they said Robin's done it
Yeah,
once
it
or
was in the
twice.
XDA group, and I was on the Facebook
Yeah.
detention. I couldn't reply to it.
Oh, oh, I didn't know you were on Facebook detention.
Yeah, other day, we have this ongoing joke with Sonny Vic that after a race, we ask him about points because he ain't posted them, and I mentioned it. I mentioned that and our crowns that I know Sonny's going to listen to this, and the crowns that I ain't got from last year's championship yet, Sonny. We're just getting him a hard time, and hard time parts. Um, anyway, I went on his post and I said I actually wrote it in the group. Well, they have to have approvals, and he denied my approval. But I'm smart. I knew he was going to do that, and I screenshotted it before I done it. So then I posted the screenshot on my wall, and he's like, "You must be slow today." I'm like, "Nah, man, it ain't no big deal to come drop a bomb and walk away." Well, Facebook did not like me saying "drop a bomb and walk away."
Oh, I was trying to figure out who reported you for something. I was like, damn, Sonny wouldn't do
No,
that, would he?
they don't. Facebook don't understand the slang and talk that some people use. Like if you say, drop a bomb or drop a deuce, I guess it might, to them, it thinks you're trying to nuke somebody. And I was just talking about, stirring some drama, just for fun. But
Yeah. I mean, I've
speaking
only
of
ever
that,
heard to never say bomb in an airport.
yeah, I mean, and speaking of that final, I was 036 because I looked it up while I was talking.
What
So
final?
when you went red, you was 18 red, I was
You was only
036.
36 and you left first? Damn, you gave me plenty of room.
Yeah, well, you'd have had your hands full.
Yeah, I mean,
The
we'll never know, I guess.
the round before I was just 20, but you know what? The round before, they went red on me.
Well,
Damn,
I
the
mean,
round before that, they went red on me.
damn, did you win that? Did you win anything?
I was 20 both 2 rounds before you, though. I was 20 both hits,
that's
which
what I
is
was saying.
good.
I'm surprised you was only 36 because you left first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Whatever it is, what it is. Can't dwell on
Yeah,
that.
I was 03, 02, 02. You went red. The other two went red. And then round 5, I was 05, and he was 04. That was Derek Milborn.
D-Lo, man, D-Lo called
Yeah.
me the other day, and he was giving us mad props for the podcast. So shout out to D-Lo.
Oh, man.
The
You know what, though?
THC King, the true hand clutch king. That
I was
man ain't scared
racing.
of nobody.
I was racing the big end that day because he was 041. I was 053. I went 785 on 85, dead two at 163. And if you scroll
Ooh.
up, I was
Ooh.
173 in the semi. So
Ooh.
I killed 10 mile an hour. And what's really crazy about it is when I raced you, I dialed a 787. I was going to drop you on your head down there is what I was going to do probably.
I'll be well, maybe, but I will say this: that bike was dialed that race. I had one round that I would call it. I'd say it was lucky because here's what happened. You'll probably remember. Basically, long story short, I think I drifted a little bit close to the center line, so I think basically when my bike went to shift into sixth gear,
I barked the tire a little bit.
yeah, it spun a little bit and it didn't take six, and then it just ran straight into the rev limiter, and I went dead on on that pass. So I was 100% breaking out had that not happened.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see, I dialed a 86. I went to 85. Then round 5, I dialed a 85 and went to 85 out of it. And then round 6, I dialed a 83 and went to 83 with an 8. Damn, I was dead on that round 2. Dang, I was killing it. I might have been getting some red lights, but look, I was doing my stuff was right. But I don't know why, but the semis, he went red. I dialed to 83 and it went to 86. So when I raced you, I dialed on 87. I have no idea.
You raced Kip in the semis.
Yeah. I went 3 above. He went red on me. And then I dialed it because it went to 86 with a 3. And I'm like, I'm going to dial 7, I guess. And then, we went red. I just shut it off because she'd worked her tail off.
I felt a little bit bad there. I felt like I might have. Kip had too much riding on it. That was kind of my fault, but at the same time, I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you dialed a 760. That thing's fast.
That's turned down, man. That's on half boost.
What's bad is I could probably run a 45 if I wanted to, but don't pay any different.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's why you got yours turned down, right? It don't pay any different. Why beat your stuff up? You know what I mean?
No,
So
I'll be honest. I'd love to dial 699 every time. I just can't touch the damn stripe, dude. That's way too fast. I mean, so that's why I turned it down at the first race that I had it out. I literally, I looked at the ticket the other day. Me and Robin raced. I think it was like, I don't even know what round it was, but we raced and I actually hit the scrambled eggs button. So I added a little bit more boost, going down through there, probably about I don't know, 1,000 foot. And when we got across the finish line, well, first off, I'll put it like this. I didn't have the slightest clue if I got to the finish line first or if she did, because what seemingly when we crossed the finish line, I blew by her so fast and she was gone. When I got the ticket, I was running 41 miles an hour quicker than her at the finish line. And I did not get there. She got there by 01. So that's when I was like, I gotta slow this thing up. I mean, that's 40 miles an hour is huge. I had
yeah,
no clue who got there.
that's a tough one.
And I broke out, because I was trying to get there and I thought I would, and I hit the scramble button and I just broke out.
Oh man, speaking of our man Jeff, round 4 in Maryland and Pro ET, I was trip zip against him and lost.
Oh man.
I was triple O. He was 019. I give the stripe
No,
back.
that's not bad. 019, no.
I give the stripe back. I dialed at 84, went at 88 at 163.
But that does hurt when you trip zip.
Yeah, I mean, I had 19 on the tree and he was 26 above. I'm bad about that. It happens. It happens.
Well, I mean, like I said, though, that goes back to the speed variation things.
Yeah, I mean, when you're catching well, I mean, his bike's pretty fast, but when you're catching someone like that, you really don't let out when you get there. You let out before you get there.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So you got to judge the coasting abilities of your hot rod, and sometimes you misjudge that. Sometimes you pedal the gas, like you get off and get back on it and then get off. That last get off could have been a bad idea or it could have been a good idea. It just depends on the situation. So, I didn't win anything. I got in the finals of 560 at the last race. I sucked. So maybe I can do better.
I don't know what I did at the last race either. Nothing worthwhile.
Sure you didn't win the Gamblers because they got canceled, right? So
I was still in the Gamblers. But yeah, it got I don't know, second or third round.
Yeah.
Pulled the plug.
Yeah, you were still in second round.
So
was the last round run.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you were going into third when they shut her down.
Yeah. What, I think we had weather and then everything earlier in that day and it just got pushed back.
So I guess I could, before you do you're going to do a drawing, right? I could probably maybe talk a little bit about Knoxville. Or do you have anything else to say?
I mean, what else do we want to talk about XDA? I mean, like you said, it's kind of too hard to go through every class. We do kind of have a pre-roll list. So
yeah,
I don't know.
You really can't guess on it's just too hard. If it was like a 16 bike gamblers race, then we had a list we could go off of. We could shoot for that, but we have no idea who's in the gamblers. We don't really know. There's so many bikes in other classes. I could name off 24 people that could win them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I guess the main thing is if you're on the fence, load up and come to XDA this weekend. It's gonna be fun.
Worst case, you get to hang out with us. Have a good time. There's plenty of people there, and I mean, back to the food thing. You can go to Foxy Fish. Everybody needs to try some cream of crab soup in their life at least once.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess I could maybe just give like a quick Knoxville thing, I guess, and then we can do
how you won again. Yeah, tell them how you won again.
Well, it ain't really. So the biggest thing for me is, so I didn't even know I initially thought, it'd be smart to stay home. And I thought, well, if I stayed home, I could start loading some parts and I could maybe mow the yard. But it rained the night before, so that eliminated the yard thing because everything was wet. I'm like, I ain't mowing because it'd be a mess. So that morning, that late that night, it was like 1 a.m. or midnight, I decided, okay, I'm going to load the bike up. And might have been a little earlier than that. But I loaded the bike up and it was loaded. The truck was hooked up. I'm like, I just took one bike. I'll let the top gas bike rest because it does enough as it is. And we left the house. I'm tired. I forgot to take my contacts out, which I rarely do anyway, but I needed to clean them because they were a little foggy. Forgot to do that. So I'm driving. One eye's blurry, the other eye's clear. We grab a biscuit for Harper and Tamara and me, and we hit the interstate, and there's a traffic jam. I'm like, I should just go back to the house right now. I was like this. I just had, you never been going racing before and just have a feeling that it's not going to be a good weekend or a good day. That's where I was at. Like it just wasn't feeling good. Anyway, we get there, unload. Um, all I could do is red light during qualifying because Knoxville's got a tight tree, and I don't really know. So of course I made changes, University of Wind stuff, and trying to accommodate the red light. And then I was stuck in the 04 zone. I think I was 04 5 times, maybe that day. Round one, I think it was. I raced my buddy Marcus, and I think I was like not terrible, probably 04, I guess. Just guessing. But he was 001 dead 9. There was
10 pack, just a 10 pack.
Yeah. There was nowhere for me to go in that. So to the buyback window, I went for that.
Marcus said, I've been taking notes.
Yeah. And I told him, I said, I'll be getting payback later. Well, we're getting there here in a minute. So later I had to race him again on one of my entries because they let you double enter. So, of course, I just threw her in there twice while I was there. And I was like, I'm getting you this time. And, dude, I was like starving for that third yellow. And when I let the lever go, I'm like, you're red. And sure enough, I was 0-1 red. And so he beat me twice, And, of course, he was like 05 or something, or 04 on the tree, which if I just had one of my good 040s, would have been a race. But anyway, I showed up to race about the semis. I was 02 and had to race my brother in the final, and I was 01, and I think he was 0. We had a really good race. I was 01, he was 02. The ticket didn't show the margin of victory, but like first finish because we double breakout. And I had to do the math, and it was 00. I took 001. I was in front, and I was pedaling it. And the funny thing is my brother, when we got there, his bike wouldn't shift, and they just wired a Wego on it, him and his buddies, Marcus and them. And it wouldn't shift. Like he tried. The goober tried. First double entered time run 1, double entered time run 2. He made 4 passes and it didn't shift. First round, he thought, I'll just button shift it. Tried that, didn't shift twice, I think it was. So I was like, he was out there riving his bike up. Like, what are you doing? My bike won't shift. Even you push the button, auto shift or nothing works. So I started like going through the spaghetti of wires on this motorcycle, and found out they had a wire hooked up to the wrong spot on the battery, which that means it wasn't hooked up to a ground. It was hooked to a hot for the kill box. I said, cut this wire. He's like, why? I said, just cut it. And they cut it, and I skinned it and stuck it to the battery and said, fire it up and shift it. And he fired up and shifted it, and it worked perfect. So he really didn't get no time runs. But I specifically remembered him going, my bike's fixed, and he showed me the ticket, and he went like a 609 off the gas. He said, I killed like 6 miles an hour. Then I raced him in the final. He had a 608 in the side of it, and it was like 15 degrees cooler. So you know what? I was like, man, you break it out. Like I knew where he was going. You know what I'm saying? But when I left and I knew I had a good light. I was like, well, I'm taking stripe, and so I broke out with him, but he broke out more, which I knew. I was like, man, he come up to me after race, that good race. I'm like, I knew he was going to break out. He's like, how'd you know? It's like, because you had a 608 on your bike and you run a 609 out of it, like in the heat. I was like, there's no way it's not going to pick up 200s, And anyway, it was a good race. And of course, we split and helped him out, helped me out, paid for. I actually just went to practice racing, as I called it. So it was fun, drive an hour from your house to play around a little bit and have a good time. And I've got a thing there that I'm trying to keep going. I got weird motivational things. Like I've been to Knoxville probably, I don't know, 7 times in the past year and a half, and I've won every time. And every time I go there, it sucks because now I don't want to go there because I feel like if I do go and lose, it's going to break my streak. So anyway, I got to keep that going if I do go back. It's tough, man, because them guys are all getting good. Like some of them are already good, and some of them's getting better. It's tough. It's hard to go, and I feel like racing local is tough for me because everybody knows I do well traveling. So they expect me to do well. I don't even expect myself to do well. It's tough. It's a tough place to live.
No, I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, it's just, it's different when you, plus the other thing is they're all gunning for you because they know in their minds, they're not going to give you a chance to just whoop up on them.
Yeah.
So they'd rather go red or something than trying to cut your head off than just be late or whatever.
I know he listens to these. Marcus 001. He took a shot
Yeah.
at the dark on that deal.
Well, hey, Marcus has been racing good,
Yeah.
man. I mean, hell, he
Yeah.
won the shootout at SDBA, didn't
He
he?
did. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
And he
Marcus
had
is
not tested all year. That was his first time at the racetrack, which
that's
is,
tough to do.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't not go testing at all, come to the racetrack, just thinking my bikes are okay. And then, you know what I mean? Like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
I got to go knock the dust off. Everybody's different. You know, like when people have to read an essay for school, some people can read it once and they got it. You know what I mean? And I'm the guy that has to read it 2 or 3 times to remember it, you know. So
Yeah.
I have, you know, if I'm at a race, I'm going to test, period.
But
Like this, I'll be testing at Maryland, you know,
well, that's cool
trying
to
to.
see, like local guys and even people that it's just cool to see the people progressing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why
Yep.
you and I wanted to do the school so much. I mean, obviously, it's a business, okay? Like we're not going to pretend it's not a business. It is, especially with the
But
time
our main
commitments.
goal is seeing someone do win from our help. That's all
Well,
we care
right.
about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our goals were to build a community, which has been flourishing awesomely, wonderfully. We're excited about that. But, just helping people get more out of their weekend because there's so much that you can just learn because if you don't know, you don't know. And if you don't have somebody to show you or tell you, I mean, this isn't this. I'll go back to what I said before we launched it. Excuse me, before I lose my voice. You can't just wake up one day and say you're going to throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Like you either have the genetics and capability doing that or you don't. I mean, so like, but as far as drag racing, if you wake up and say you want to be good, like there's ways to get really, really good at it. I mean, it's not like there's some hidden internal talent that, you need to have. Like we can teach anybody to win. So anyways,
Facts.
like you said, it's cool to see people progressing and getting better and better. I mean, I know it's makes it harder for us to turn on win lights, but hey, it is what it is. We love seeing people succeed.
Yeah, just gonna have to work on ourselves too while we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I've been doing that kind of the same thing for years. I've been tuning clutches and helping people get better so they ain't gotta focus on the riding as much as the racing. You know what I mean? And every one of them, those people are tougher, and every one of them's probably beat me at some point. And I feel like that I helped them do it. You know what I mean? So it don't upset me. Actually, I feel like I'm doing my job, so it's pretty cool. But um, at the end of the day, we all got to grow together. And if they're good, that makes me stay sharp or you stay sharp or whatever. But
Hmm.
like you said, like when we have a student that's in the university and they actually do finally win and they give us a shout out, we're going to feel like that we accomplished a goal. You know what I'm saying? So,
That and I can't wait to give them a special gift we have for
oh, I
any
was about to
school
ask you if
winners.
we were going to talk about that, but
I
if
mean,
you,
we can. I mean, like I think I mentioned it to the school members, but basically, Todd Heiser, he messaged me. He did a couple cool things with the podcast logo and the school logo. Sent me basically a metal business card with the logos engraved, and some other stuff. And then a couple weeks later, he messaged me. He said, "Hey, I had an idea," which was literally perfect because I mean, I didn't have the exact ideas, but I wanted to reward our winners, and we are with cash giveaways. But in addition to that, Tom was like, "Let's make a memento for each of your winners." I was like, I'm in for it. What do you got?" So Todd has come up with these badass looking. I don't know. What did you say, Dustin? They look.
I
You
call it like
seen
a
them, right?
coin or like a
Well, it's a
medal.
coin,
Yeah.
but like a brass looking coin with
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
gnarled, however you say that edge. And
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways, it's got the logo engraved, laser engraved on one side, and then it's their serial number or serial numbered on the other side with actually, I think it's you and me, our bikes on
Yeah. They're
which is
awesome.
crazy the detail.
You need to
Anyways,
post a picture of that on the university page. Them things are dope.
yeah, we'll I know you're gonna be driving tomorrow night, but maybe I'll get the picture and show everybody on our Zoom call tomorrow night. But yeah, so anyways, they're badass, and I cannot wait to send some of these out to our school members that win because it just I'm excited. Dustin and I are super excited to send those out. Those are gonna be cool. And it's just
Yeah,
something
for sure.
extra, something a little special. So um All right, what else we got, man? I'm gonna lose my voice soon. I know it's a short
It's
one
time to
this
it's
week,
time to do the
guys.
giveaway.
Yeah,
It's time
but
we got to do a giveaway, and that's it. We've covered all the bases that we talked about pre-gaming. So
all
we knew it
right.
was going to be a little shorter because it's a race, pre-race podcast. So they're
Yeah.
usually going to be shorter because we're pre-racing. We're trying to get ready.
Trying to get ready. I've been, like I said, dealing with a sinus infection. I'm just glad I could make it through this tonight, so I don't want to wear out my voice. We got like we said, we got a Zoom call that I got a man tomorrow night for the school. Dustin's gonna be on the road, and yeah.
I might try to join it if I'm on the road and I can just,
Oh Lord, don't do
listen.
that.
I mean, I'm just going to be holding my phone. I'll just hold it. Like I won't have the video part, just
Okay.
listening.
All right. Well, put your headphones in. You should be able to listen to it then.
If it gets crazy, I'll just be like, "See y'all," and then hang up.
I'm running off the road.
Yeah, if you hear rumble strips, fucking, you know what's happening. Brr,
Wake up.
whoa,
Wake
brr.
up.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's do a giveaway to our latest sponsor, Schnitz Racing. We're gonna do a $50 gift certificate tonight. Let's see here. All right, what we got, Dustin? We got 3 through 71.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see here. How's this all work? Random.org. Start at 371. Who's gonna win tonight? $50 gift certificate from Schnitz Racing.
57.
57. Kenny Meadows.
Cool. New winner, $2 subscriber.
So I'm almost positive, Dustin, this is a guy I grew up with.
Really?
Which is cool and wild. I don't know what he'll use it for exactly.
Maybe he'll give it to his buddy Ben.
Yeah, maybe. So Kenny, but this is what's so cool. Just so you know, Dustin, too. But we love everybody that's listening. Because Kenny just wanted to support the podcast. He's all about cars, but he has talked to me about getting into some motorcycle racing. But he's got a badass Mustang. Has always kind of been into car racing. So it's just cool to have somebody that just
And
enjoying the
it's
podcast
really,
and
really cool to have a friend that's got you back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I mean, we just were kind of childhood friends and grew up. I mean, we're not like crazy tight to try and get him over to the shop more often than not. But Kenny, congrats, man. I'll send you an email, or actually I'll just shoot you a text, brother, because I know that's you. So yeah, you just won $50 Schnitz Racing. So I don't know. Get
I know of a
something.
good gift for Ben.
Yeah,
It won't cost you nothing but $2.
Well, like I said, that's just cool. We once again we couldn't do it without
Is he? I mean, I'm sure he knows Steven too, right?
Oh yeah. So
Be the
Kenny's actually
ultimate burn to give
Steven's.
it to Steven.
Oh man, that's true. Well, Kenny's actually Steven's age.
Oh, really? Cool.
But like I said, he had just he told me he was listening to a podcast, and he said, man, he started picking my brain about bike. I was like, brother, just drive over. I mean, he literally is like, he lives in my same town. He's 10 minutes from me. He's been over to my shop before. So I was
And
like,
could you imagine if like me, you, and Spencer live close to each other like that?
no, I told you when I was down at your house the other week. I mean, it'd be awesome, but it'd also scare me a little bit. I don't.
Dude, it would be. We might be on like here in town we have this deal. It's uh like a little trader paper of people that get locked up.
Oh yeah. No, I know.
We would be in that. We'd be out street racing or something.
Oh, 100%. That's why I was telling you, like, it'd be cool, but it also wouldn't be the best.
It's funny that I talk about this all the time. Me and Tamara was driving back to the racetrack, and I was like, man, it'd be cool if I lived closer to Spencer, because there's times that he's working on big trucks and having, somebody just to help you, because all the parts on them damn things are heavy. You know what I mean? It's like it'd be cool just to be by. Like if I needed help sticking a motor in a frame, or if he needed help, working on a big truck, we could just, help each other. And I'd probably be over there and he'd be over here all the time. And it would be cool. But we're about an hour and a half apart, and that's just something you just can't just zip over and do all the time.
Oh yeah, so. For sure. For sure.
But you could move in the middle and then we could just come to your house.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move in the middle and hope that you
and leave your brand new beautiful barn dominium.
Yeah.
That'd be a bad idea too. Never mind, I got bad ideas.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
Let me pull up. I gotta pull up my notes again so I don't forget. Another one last closing out shout out. as we mentioned, we couldn't do this without you, the listeners, and our awesome subscribers. We appreciate your support, but also the sponsors for supporting the podcast and gift certificates and just paying to keep this thing going. So BMF Motorsports, University of Wynn, Energy Coil, Night Marketing Group, Hard Times Parts and Service, Montgomery Motorsports, Manchester Mines, Schnitz Racing, Platinum General Services, MTC Engineering, Penske Racing Shocks, MPS Racing, and Worldwide Bearings. What else you got, man? Is that it, or we ready? You gonna go finish up your stuff?
I would like to just ask if anybody's listening and you're not a subscriber, hook us up with $1, please. You could win a gift card for $50 and it'd pay for like 4 years of this, basically. And if you're not
that is
cool,
true.
You know, I mean, share a Facebook post, you know, maybe share the streams. If you are subscribing, maybe you got a friend that ain't, you could suggest it to them. Other than that, I got work to do. I'm tired. I'm going to still go out there and finish up some stuff. Might even go ahead and hook up. I might do the trailer tomorrow because it's dark, but
yeah,
I got things I got to do. I got to go through some shirts. I'm going to bring merch to XDA. So if you guys want a shirt and you didn't want to pay the shipping at the track, the shirts are $20, not 25 because the credit card fee thing on the website. So if you come to the racetrack, I'll have shirts. I got a few hoodies. Don't know how many. I don't know how many's in there. I won't have a whole lot of hoodies, but I do have shirts. $20 for the shirts. I think the hoodies are 40, I think. Anyway, I'll take care of you. Come see me. I got to get rid of some shirts, and they're cool. You can have a Hillbilly on your shirt. It's awesome.
That's right. That's right. Oh, remember my buddy Alex?
Yeah.
We went over to his house the other night. I was wearing the Fafo shirt. He's like, man, I got to get me one. He's like, man, I seen those. He's like, I want to get the Hillbilly one with Dustin's face on the back. That one's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And, that's just some random graphic we found, but it kind of looked like me. Perfect.
I know. I didn't even tell him it wasn't
even me. Yeah. It's perfect.
It was you.
It looked just like me. I'm not looking at that.
I was laughing. But, I mean, that's another friend of mine that just loves racing. He's been to the track with me before. But,
yeah. I love to have Matt, maybe some others like that. Look like I have bibs on, have a pocket, like a rag hanging out of your pocket. It'd be cool, man. It'd be awesome. So
there's a guy, I don't know.
They do car suits like that, and the guy that does Larry's suit told me he would airbrush it for me if I got one made with the right colors.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Senior?
Yeah. He told me if I got the suit made with like a blue shirt and then like the bibs, he would airbrush it to make it look real. He done told me he would do it.
Well, have you ever heard of I think it's Hubert the redneck?
I think so.
So that guy, he's like Travis Pastrana's like personal mechanic / I know him.
He's not missing a tooth, ain't he?
I don't know. Maybe he's wild, dude.
I watch Pastrana Land all the time. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so he actually lives down in Tennessee. I don't know how close it is to you, but he lives in Tennessee or has a house and property in Tennessee. But he's like at Travis's like I don't know, at least 50% of the time, right? So he's like a I think his like main thing is that like he's I don't know what you would call it, like basically a professional track builder, right? So like he maintains all his tracks and courses and stuff, but he's just always there. And he also works on bikes and side by sides. Anyways, Hubert's really big in the side by sides, but himself, and he's got what you're saying. I've seen it before. He's basically got like a overall or bib like race suit. It's like patterned after that.
Simpson makes them that has it looks like bibs and like a flannel. They're awesome.
Yeah, it's something like that.
That's where I got the idea from. I'm like, I would just love that. It would be simply amazing and have like a little bit of straw hanging out the crack of it or something. It'd be awesome.
Oh man. All right. I'm 100% getting ready to lose my voice. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll, if all goes well and hopefully I'll have full control of my voice next week, we'll, try and give y'all a 2+ hour episode. So
be back for the recap.
Yep. We'll talk to y'all next week. And if you're going to XDA, come by and say what's up.
Peace.
All right. See y'all.